Today I'm taking a look at the DarkStar22, which is a new FPV Cinewhoop drone designed to carry the DJI O4 Pro. The O4 is nicely soft-mounted on silicone dampers, which means that the footage it captures is smooth and vibration-free. The video quality is so good that there's no need for an external action camera, which is the main reason that drones like the DarkStar22 are being made. They're purpose-built just for the O4 Pro to take advantage of that video quality. The drone also weighs under 250 grams, which means that it bypasses a lot of the rules and regulations for drones that are over that weight. The 22 in DarkStar22 means that it spins 2.2-inch diameter props, and surprisingly, these props are actually custom-made just for this drone. The props are branded with the GEPRC logo, but the spare props included with the drone show that they're manufactured by Gemfan, one of the big propeller manufacturers. These props are mounted on GEPRC branded 1104 motors that are rated at 7500 kV. To power these motors, the recommended battery is a Storm 3-cell 720 mAh pack, which is also brand new and designed for this drone. The flight controller is an F405 based all-in-one board, and it has a built-in Express LRS receiver. To save space, the USB port is on this included dongle that plugs into the side of the board. Also standard on this drone is an LED light strip that's already installed and set up from the factory. This is my very first drone with an LED light strip, and I really like it. It reminds me of underglow lights from Need for Speed. I know that some drones come with the option to add LED lights, but rarely do they actually come installed out of the box just like this. And if you think the blue lights clash a bit with the orange canopy, then you're in luck, because included in the box is also a set of black canopy pieces instead of orange, just in case the orange isn't to your taste. For me though, I stuck with the orange canopy because it makes it stand out from the blacked out look that most other drones have. Now let's talk about pricing, which is going to vary depending on whether you want the DJI O4 Pro pre-installed or if you're supplying your own. The base price without the O4 Pro is $170, and it rises to $400 with the O4 Pro pre-installed. That means that they're charging $230 for the O4 Pro, which is a good deal for those of us in the United States, because the retail price of the O4 Pro, while it is technically $230, so they're not upcharging you at all, the recent shortages have driven the price up for us. So most retailers in the US, they're charging $280, and eBay scalpers, they regularly charge $350. So in that context, $400 with the drone with the O4 Pro, it does make a lot of sense for us versus spending like $300 on just the O4 Pro alone. Also included in the box is an ND filter for the O4 camera, but it's only included if you get the $400 version with the O4 pre-installed. To complete my setup, I'm using the DJI Goggles N3, which is the budget version of the DJI Goggles 3. And for radio, I'm using the Radiomaster Boxer with Express LRS, but I'm also a big fan of the Radiomaster Pocket with Express LRS. For charging the battery, I'm using the Hoda D6. And now let's take it out on a flight. Alright, it's a nice calm day here at the lake, so let's go ahead and try out this new DarkStar. I'm going to start with the Lava 550 pack because I only have one of the nice 720 packs. And I want to save that for my second flight. My first one, I just want to make sure everything's working properly, so let's go ahead and try this out.
Acro mode.
There's almost no wind today, which is very nice. Just do a quick little range check right here. Got a solid 60 megabits in my DJI link. Pretty solid radio link as well. Looks like we're all good to go. Because there's no wind, the water is glassy, so I gotta be a little more careful. On a windier day, there's going to be some ripples in the waves, which makes it easier to judge my height. But on a nice calm day like today, it's going to be a lot harder to judge the height. The one thing I really like about the 720 packs is they're almost the same size as these Lava 550 packs. But of course, they're bigger in capacity, so I think I'm going to pick up a couple more. So those may dethrone the Lava 550s as my favorite small 3S pack. I'm not exactly sure what
debug does. The first two numbers are changing seemingly randomly, and the last two don't do anything. Maybe that's something for the devs or something. That water is so smooth though, look at that. Oh, just buzzed a turtle, I think. Alright, let's give it some rolls. Pretty good, already getting low battery because the Lava 550 packs aren't enough. Pretty snappy. Alright, so I'm liking how it flies. Yeah, I think the Lava 550 packs are a little bit small in capacity for this drone, which is why I think I'm going to stick with the 723S. You can see here that they're just about the same size, really. So I really appreciate that this one is a little bigger in capacity. So I'm going to go with this one now. It's such a nice day today. I also brought one of my RC planes out here with me. It's an unusually calm day. I feel like it's getting windier for some reason. So right now it's definitely a joy to fly. That does make buzzing the lake a little more difficult though, because it's a lot harder to judge my altitude. So pros and cons. There, you can see the water's a little rougher over here, so it's actually easier to tell how high I am off the water. What's going on over here? Looks like the water's a little dirty. Just dirty water, I think. Yeah, just some trash. Let's do some low-level sidewalk flying. The wind's picking up a little actually right now. The forecast said it was going to be a completely calm day, but maybe not true on that front. Maybe around like 5 mph winds, not too bad. This thing is handling it like a champ though. My view in the goggles is completely smooth. So the tune on this guy is pretty decent as well. This is a lot of fun. I don't think I'm ever going to be bored of FPV. Just flying around like a bird like this. This is why we fly. So much fun.
Now let's talk about flight times. Because variables like temperature and flying style can really affect flight times, to standardize things I'd like to hover indoors in a controlled environment. With this new Storm 720 pack, the DarkStar gets over 6 minutes of flight time. I was also curious how the Storm 720 holds up compared to the old Lava 550s, so I did a test with the Lava 550, which got about 40 seconds less flight time than the Storm. And speaking of batteries, one issue I did run across was that the hard-mounted XT30 connector on the frame is a bit of a reach no matter which batteries I used. This is a pretty common issue across all drones, which is why I always use this XT30 extension cable. This reduces the strain on the battery cables and makes it a lot easier to plug and unplug batteries. Also, if you're worried about the battery being too exposed at the bottom of the drone, well, they thought of that. Included in the box is a battery protector plate made out of carbon fiber. You strap this underneath the battery so that in case of a crash, this plate takes the hit instead of the battery. So overall, the GEPRC DarkStar22 is a nice Cinewhoop that not only captures 4K footage, but it looks the part as well. It's lightweight, it's quiet, and I like that they went the extra mile with the custom props, pre-configured LEDs, and those little touches like the extra canopy and the battery protector plate. So if you're already in the DJI ecosystem and you want something small that still delivers high quality cinematic footage without strapping on a GoPro, then I think this DarkStar22 fits that niche. It's not the most affordable setup, but what you do pay for is earned in quality and convenience. If you want to check it out, I'd really appreciate it if you could use my link in the description below. Thanks for watching.
It's time for the best part of getting any 04 Pro. The peel. Nice.